Hello everyone and welcome to the next episode of Agoraphobia. Today we'll be going over harvesters and how they can impact the game. So we'll hop straight in and I'll give you some video demonstrations and explain how they work and all the different mechanics behind them. So we'll hop right in. So to start off a harvester, you need a key. Without one, it takes about 20 seconds to place the harvester. With the basic level 1 key that you can take with one card point, as you can see, it takes about 6 seconds to place the harvester. When you place it, as you can see, it will begin building. You don't have to continue to stand on the pad as it builds, as you can see in the video. You can stand on it and it will show you that it's building, but it doesn't do anything. You can just leave it to build. Once it's fully built, you'll be able to collect the XP off of it. You should leave it to fill up for a while. It will collect over time. You can see it filling up at the bar at the bottom. And over time that'll fill up whether you're there or not. And whenever you feel like it, you can come back and come collect the XP. It gives about 10 XP every 10 seconds, so fills up after about 5 minutes to the max and gives you about 300 XP. You can also purchase keys for 2 cost that will decrease the time it takes to place harvester to 3 seconds, as well as have 2 charges, so you can use it twice before having to go back and refill the key. The 1 cost key only has 1 charge, and again, same principle, you'll be able to place the harvester, over time it'll build, and begin collecting the CXP. When placing harvesters, be wary of enemies nearby. If they stand on the pad, they will contest you and it will stop placing the harvester, so make sure there's no enemies nearby as you're doing so. Also, when it comes to harvesters and enemies, you need to be wary of keeping them warded up. We'll go over that a bit later though. As you can see, the harvesters in your jungle spawn at 3 minutes, and as you just saw on the side one, that spawns at about 6 minutes. And as you can see now, the prime harvester spawns up at 9 minutes, and you're only able to place them at those dedicated times. So, your jungle there, jungle 3 minutes, both on the sides of the map, 6 minutes, at the prime buff, 9 minutes. Prime buff functions the same, except it'll gather twice as quick. Now that we're in mid lane, as you can see from the corners of mid lane, you can see down and at their harvesters in their jungle as well as your own. If you see that fan at the top spinning, that means the harvester has been captured. This is good to keep track of which harvesters the enemy has placed, because of course you can see your own at any point. So for example, that side harvester, if we didn't have it captured, they had it captured, that fan spinning, you wouldn't have to go around to check. Prime harvester doesn't actually have a fan, as you can probably see there, so you'd actually have to go around and check if they had it. You should try and gather harvesters whenever you can, be it just if they're nearly full and you're nearby, just go grab it. Maybe you took a jungle camp, go grab the XP in it. It gives the XP to the whole team, so as you can see 280 there, and then it goes off to each member of the team. So you should try and get them often, and especially when you recall. If you're going to recall anyway, just recall on top of the harvester, and about the same time it takes to recall, you gather all the XP, plus that little bit more maybe, just in case you need an extra item. But it benefits the whole team and you should do so whenever possible. Harvesters take about 5 minutes to fill up, well, exactly 5 minutes to fill right to the top for them. Your ones in the jungle, their ones in the jungle, and on the side. So if you watch the timer at the top, it'll go about 4.5 minutes, and you see it's almost full just before the bot game collects the XP. But that's how long they take to about fill up. The prime though fills twice as fast. So if you look at the timer at the top again, instead of 5 minutes going forward, it'll be 2.5 or about 2 minutes, because again it'll be almost full before the bot comes empty. So this harvester is twice as important as harvesters, and you should try and gather it just as often, again, using recall on the pad. Just gather it as you go back whenever possible. It's more important than the other harvesters. It's basically twice as efficient. You should also try and keep your harvesters safe by warding them, because they don't give their own vision anymore. So keeping a ward near your harvester to keep it safe from enemies attacking it is always important, because you don't want enemies destroying your harvesters like so. You can simply waltz into the enemy jungle and hit it. You get 100% of the XP for every, so you get 17 XP each hit, and you will gather the whole amount of the XP that's in the harvester, and also take 5 times that amount away from their team overall, because it splits amongst the enemy team. As you can see, skills do damage harvesters. They'll take the same amount as a basic attack each time, but they won't do as much damage. And you can just keep coming back and emptying the harvesters, providing you have the map pressures to do so. And when you eventually do kill it, it takes a long time to kill harvesters early game. It's much easier later on for carries, because they're able to do much higher basic attack damage. When you finally do take it down, you can just wait about 30 seconds and they can replace it, or maybe you can come back into their jungle and replace it yourself. As you'll see here, Grux leaves, goes away, comes back 30 seconds later, harvester's up, and you can place it and steal the harvester, and they won't be able to get the full value out of that harvester for a while. The last thing to note about harvesters is that you can stack harvester keys. It's highly not recommended, terrible idea, but if you do stack them like so, you have a 2 cost one and a 1 cost one, it does bug out sometimes, but when you first use it, it will use the 2 cost one over the 1 cost one, because it has the shorter place time. As you can see in this last clip, the harvester key, or the 2 cost one's empty, so it will just use up the 6-second duration of the last one. Then you can go back to base and fill them both up. Not recommended to stack them, but if you do so, that's how it functions. And so that's my guide on how harvesters work in Paragon. If you have any more questions about harvesters in general in Paragon and warding them, keeping them safe, invading harvesters, placing, building, anything like that, or even just collecting, please ask down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If there's anything more in depth you want to know about them, then I may have to answer them in another video, but for sure, just go ahead and ask, I'll answer when I can. If you liked the video and you found it useful, please like and favourite, subscribe if you want more videos like this. I'll be doing warding next episode, and thanks so much for watching this video.